welcome to the channel. Welcome to JaegerWrenching, you guys. How are you guys doing? Hope you're having a great day. Now, that sucks. If you guys saw those tires rubbing, that absolutely sucks. I was kind of like, dang it, we need to fix this, obviously, and I didn't know, I was running scenarios through my head. How are we gonna fix it? Well, one is change springs, two is change tire, that's pretty much it. Or you do something that changes the way the springs act. But all of this takes time, and tires I couldn't get in time, so springs was the next option. Luckily, a buddy of mine who we have the blower from, that we're going to be installing on this car, he reached out on Instagram, and a guy in Arizona hooked it up, sent some springs basically for free, almost just whatever it cost to ship. To that dude, whoever you are, let me know and I'll give you a shout out in my next video. I'll post your Facebook or Instagram, whatever you want. That was huge, so thank you, buddy. I appreciate that because we got it fixed now. Anyways, back on topic, guys. What are we doing? Well, we got to get the blower put on the car, we got to get the tranny, the flywheel, clutch, and transmission put in, and we got to get the springs changed that I was just talking about. So we got all that to do. That's what we're doing in this video. I don't know how far we're gonna get. I don't think you guys get to see all of it because I want to split it into two videos because it's so long, and I want to give you a little more content. But let me tell you this, we are going to TX2K. The car, as it sits right now, right here behind me, because I'm, editing and doing this, and I never actually filmed an intro to all this stuff because I was stressed and we had a million things going on, and I had all my, people looking for parts for me and doing this and doing that, and we're jamming on the car. But as of right now, little sneak peek there, boys. Yeah, there's a big blower on the car. It's good. I think, hopefully, we got to get it tuned tomorrow. But anyways, back to topic. We have to get all these parts on, so let's go ahead and jump into that. And I want to show you guys, what all it takes to do this. And I also want to thank the guys that came over and helped me out, because there's no way I could have done it without them. So thank you all to, coming over and kicking butt and working your butts off and helping me get the car done and get it ready for Texas 2K. If you guys want to know right now, it's actually 3:24 in the morning. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, it's 3:24 in the morning. I'm freaking tired. I'm editing this for you guys because it's fun and I enjoy doing YouTube for you guys and showing you guys what I'm doing. So let's get into it, guys. Something out there? Hang on. Alright, guys, so he got all his sides just about ready. I have to get my injectors disconnected and some stuff, and then we're gonna take the belt off, and we should take the bolts out and a little bit on the front end for the coolant stuff, and we'll be taking it out. Alright guys, so we got this out. This was just the O-ring, it's O-ring. They'll come out of this side so they can stay in the blower. In here, it's easier if they stay like this and stay in here because this piece comes off. And then I'll show you guys in the lower what it looks like when they come out. But now we can take the bolts off the blower and lift the blower up out of the lower. So I'm probably gonna put bolts in the lower just to hold it down. That way I can pick up the blower. I may or may not be able to do this by myself, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay, so unfortunately I bent this guy a little bit. Luckily, we should be able to just bend it back. But you want to, keep this guy clean, and we're gonna obviously bend him back as straight as we can get him. And then after we bend him back as straight as we get him, we're gonna clean him up and lay him back down because we got to reuse them. And luckily, this is a nice metal gasket. I like it. Works well. And I want to show you guys when you do this too. Whenever you take your blower off your car, you're gonna run into this problem where you get coolant down in here. Now guys, this is a must. You have to get the coolant out of here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. I'm happy to report that there's not nearly as much oil in here, which means the PCV valve is working properly. We're gonna clean it out and blow that guy out with a little bit of air. He goes to that tube, this crossover tube right here. So we're gonna plug this, put some air in there, or plug that, put some air in here. We're gonna blow, and we're gonna blow up through here. Alright guys, so I just came back, returned with a bag full of stuff. We got some red Loctite because we're going to need this for tranny bolts. Ultra copper, I don't have any of this. This is good to have. I'm going to use it on the exhaust when it goes to go back up again. I needed some of this, which I didn't have. This is a really good RTV. It has a very high temperature. 700 degrees intermittently, not all the time. Gray silicone, because this is what I use primarily for other stuff, especially underneath the blowers. This has a high tensile strength, you could say, or a high torque strength. This is what like people call Honda Bond. Very good stuff, I like it. It's definitely a tougher silicone, sets up harder. Works really well, I feel like, for the heat exchangers. That's what I used on mine, and mine seems to work really well. So this is good stuff, guys, I recommend it. And of course, we got a metal cap, because I had to go get this. This is for the EGR on the exhaust manifold side. So this guy's gonna be, I don't know if you guys can see that, it's just a little metal cap. It's gonna plug that, and then at the top we already have a port on the back of the blower. We're gonna plug. And then the last thing I got is, I just got this to hopefully give me some room to get in there. It opens up wide for its size, so this is gonna help get the EGR tube off down low down there. So we're gonna try this. We're also gonna hit it with some WD at first to try and break it free, so. There you go, guys. You can see there's a nice bead coming out around it. She looks good. All we got to do now is basically set the blower in there, because we got this guy done and this guy done. But before we do that, I want to get in and get underneath and show you guys the EGR port. The EGR tubes, obviously, there runs down behind the motor right there. You can see the tip of it coming off. So we got to get that guy off of the manifold there. So I'm going to hit it with some WD, and we're hopefully going to be able to get it off and then put a cap on that, I hope. So as you guys can see right there, I don't want to blind you, that's where it came off, and you can see the nut right above it there. It wasn't too bad. I obviously hit it with some WD-40 like I was saying, and after I hit it with some WD-40, got my wrench on it and hit my wrench. My adjustable down here, I used that adjustable and this big old hammer right here, and I smacked it and it broke free. That's usually what you want to do on stuff like that that's like rusty. Give it some penetrant, smack it with something to kind of shock it to break it free, and it worked out really well. So okay guys, as you can see here, I got my cap. It's got some nice, see there's a big blob there of the stuffs, you know, the good stuff, the anti-seize. So we got this cap anti-seized. We're gonna go back underneath the car. We're gonna thread it on. I did get the bar out, up and out. You guys can see here. It wasn't too bad. It was a little. I just had to twist it. I had to go under there and be able to see, because you have this part that goes up and this part that's curved at a 90, and it was facing like this direction, and I needed to turn it that way to get it to clear some, so it'd be straight. Maybe it was actually facing us, and anyways, I had to turn it and spin it and wiggle it, and I got it up and out. Sweet tea! Alright guys, so here the blower's setting down. We still got to put this part back on, the little intercooler, which we're going to do now. Anyways, it's looking good. We cleaned up EGR. If you look over here, that stuff's like all gone. And you can see VMP doesn't even put spots for it. They're like, get that crap out of here. So the back of their blower just has a little block off. And I took all of this hose out of it too, as one piece. So as you can see, it's this huge vacuum piece. I just took the whole assembly out and then ran new lines. So it literally, all this can be simplified when you delete all the EGR stuff. It's one line that comes over to the fuel rail pressure sensor and goes also to the bypass valve. So you have one hose. You can see this is it. Comes over to the fuel rail pressure sensor, tees off to the bypass valve, goes back to the back. There's one more T that it comes off and goes over to that yellow line there, which is the boost gauge, and then that's it. And then you just have one other hose you have to do, which comes off of, this goes back to stock, which goes on the stock elbow, but then this other hose on the upper part will come over and we're gonna adapt it to this little Y right here, and then that's it. So pretty simple, and it cleans it up a ton and makes it look way better. Alrighty guys, so another update. Just pulled the battery box and the alternator because we just put, there it is, the stock lower back on it. So all that you can see over there on the ground, that and that brace right there by the bucket, both of those are the for the 12-pound lower to fit it, that ring, that custom ring. But obviously now we're going back to a stock lower to work with this size pulley. You guys know me, I'm a lower guy. If I had it my way, I might change it, but one thing I do like about the stock lower is it is what they call, it's caged, it has a support bearing. So instead of the front of the crank taking all the load, you know what I mean, from the blower, it actually has a bearing in it. It threads onto the crank, which spins it, and then it has a bearing, and that bearing has a bracket it is held in that then bolts to the timing cover and that to support it. So the beauty of that is if it wants to move up and down, that bracket keeps it supported, which keeps load off the crank and makes sure all the blower load is put through that bearing onto the bracket and then back into the motor. We're almost done. I'm dirty, as you guys can see, super dirty. I need to take a shower, it's late, go to bed. We got a hell of a day on it today. We worked our butts off. Alex just left. It is now 12:21. I'm tired, I want to go to bed. So we're gonna close it here. I'm gonna let you know with what we're gonna close it here, but I want to tell you guys what we got left to do. What we have left to do is install this tranny over here and this clutch, and then after we install that tranny and clutch, we have the rear springs, which are going to be here tomorrow to put in to fix the problem with the wheels rubbing so we can run the 28s. And then we have to finish doing, obviously, getting the blower and all that put in. Alternator pulley switched and changed and put back in, and the belt put on. The elbow to the blower needs to be put on, and you know, after we do that, we need to get the car retuned. That's going to be Monday. We're going to get the car retuned. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to drive it like tomorrow. We can get it running. We could drive it, and we may drive it with the blower, just drive it around, make sure everything's good and all that, because the car should still drive relatively well. It's going to have check engine light because of all the sensors and stuff unplugged, but we'll be able to turn that off in the tune, and then it'll be all good. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. If you like this content, give it a big fat thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll know when my next video comes out. Now, get the heck out of here, guys.